Hey guys, my name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hey everyone and welcome back to Is That Brandon. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a quick Q&A. New year, new me, new questions, new answers. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight on with the video, and just as a quick disclaimer, I love answering questions. So if anybody has any questions they want to ask me, don't get too personal because I'm probably not going to answer them, but I'm happy to answer some questions about life, about things, about opinions, about goals, dreams, whatever. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So I'm going to get straight on with these questions. I've just found some random website called ClassPop, and there are 251 random questions. I'm just going to answer the first 20 and do it in detail because no one wants to be here for 4 hours answering and reading questions. So I'm going to do the first 20, whatever the first 20 are, no matter how difficult they are to answer, and give you 20 answers to get to know me more than you probably already do. So we'll do one question at a time. So question 1, if I can scroll down a little bit quicker, that would be helpful. Question 1. What is your go-to shower song to sing? Now, this is quite a relatable question because I don't know anybody that doesn't sing in the shower. I'm not too sure because I kind of sing a bit of everything. I think Adele's quite a simple one. Ariana Grande is quite an easy one. Well, no, not easy in terms of to sing, an easy option in terms of, because there's so many songs out there from Ariana Grande, she's just an easy one to pick. So I'll probably say one of the two of them. Number 2, what fruit would you be if you were to be a fruit? Such a random question, don't know how I can relate it back to life, but I want to say something like an orange, because imagine if you're an orange, you're peeling every bit of peel off of the orange, you're unveiling, you know, a piece of that orange's personality. That's kind of like what I feel with myself, that I am as I am, however I am, but if you pick at me bit by bit, or if you get to know me that little bit better, I will start peeling like an orange and, revealing my true self basically, because I feel like I am an orange. I'm hidden, I'm introverted, but with the right people pulling my peel, I become extroverted and give you answers. That just is a really weird way of thinking about that, but yeah, imagine me as an orange, but I do open up. Question 3, if you could live with a fictional character, who would be your roommate? Minnie Mouse could be quite funny. I guess it could be quite annoying with a high-pitched voice, but Minnie Mouse. Dora the Explorer, because I guess if I'm lost, or if I don't know what I'm doing, or can't find my phone, she'll be there with the map ready to help me. You could have Sonic, again, very quick with speed. Yoshi, just a little cute teddy bear. Well, he's not a teddy bear, but he's a little cute, whatever animal he is. Dinosaur, I think. So yeah, any of those would be perfect. Question 4. Would you rather be in a cartoon or would you rather have an artist paint your picture? I think I'd rather an artist paint my picture. I've had photos taken of me digitally before, so for someone to actually draw me by hand, not only would that be impressive to see how it actually looks and how I look on paper to them from their interpretation, but it could also be quite nice to kind of have in a frame to be like, oh my goodness, this person drew me and it's actually fantastic. So yeah, that sort of thing. I probably wouldn't do things like life modelling. I would probably do more of just clothed photos only, because yeah, that's for me. I still have issues with my body confidence, so I wouldn't really be getting naked just randomly. So for me, I'd rather an artist just paint me as how they see me. Question 5, which sport do you think will be invented next? I'm not sure, because there's always weird sports and there's always weird things being created all the time. This is why you have things like Dragon's Den, people going on there with their unique, interesting ideas, and then their business concept, and then kind of merging the two together. So in terms of a sport that could be invented next, I don't know. I don't even want to answer that question because I don't know what to say. Question 6, what is the weirdest thing that you have eaten? A lot of the meals that I had at university, I would say, were quite weird. Just, mixing different things together that probably shouldn't really go together. So like pizza and baked beans, chicken burgers, and I used to have chicken burgers with rice. I wouldn't say that's weird, it's just, for me, I just think of carbs and carbs. So it wasn't really weird, it was just, yeah, too carby. But yeah, a lot of the meals I used to have at university were quite strange, quite questionable. It was everything edible on the plate, but it was kind of like leftover of this from the day before with leftover of that from the day before that. Kind of like pasta with fish, or pasta with tuna, or like a cheese sandwich with, you know, a few chicken strips. So it was always just a bit weird, but I was always making sure I had something meaty, something fishy, or something colourful on the plate every day. Question 7. Which of the 7 dwarves resembles you the most? I can't even remember what they're all called. Goofy. Let me Google them because I actually don't know what they're called. So you had Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy, Bashful, and Dopey. I would say Happy. Out of the 7 of them, I'm not Dopey, I'm not Sneezy, I'm not Grumpy. I think Happy or Sleepy because I like my sleep. But I also feel like I'm very happy. How would it feel to cry underwater? I don't know, I've never done it. I feel like I'm so sarcastic with these questions, but I don't know. I think if you cry underwater, firstly I can't open my eyes underwater anyway, because if I wear contact lenses, I can't open my eyes because then the contact lenses will fly away. But then if I didn't have contact lenses, then I wouldn't be able to see, so I probably would just naturally cry anyway, or my eyes would water, but it would look like I'm crying. So I think if you were to cry underwater, you might hear some sort of sizzle, I guess, of whatever eye fluid you've got mixing with the whatever the fluid they've got in the water to kind of keep the water healthy. I can't remember what it's called. Chlorine. Yeah, you'd hear probably some sort of sizzle. Very strange questions, these. Question 9. How many times have you travelled by sea? I don't think I have travelled in the sea ever. I think the only time a kind of water-related thing happened was when I went to France when I was at primary school. Very embarrassing French trip. So obviously I've took my spending money, I've bought loads of things at the shop, I've left the bag of things in the shop, so all of those things that I bought for myself just wasted money. I think it was like 25 euros worth of gifts and gadgets, and you know, my parents used to be quite generous with spending money and, you know, things like that, but yeah, so I bought loads of stuff and never brought that back. So going through the tunnel, the Eurostar tunnel, whatever it was, I think obviously you're flat and then somehow the water takes you through to the other side. So that, I think, was the only time I've travelled by sea. So any time I've gone to France, which was, I think, twice. Once was by a plane though, so probably just the once. Question 10. Who would you want to portray your life story in a movie? I think it would need to be somebody that knows me, or it would need to be somebody that does not know me at all. There's kind of no in between. It can't be someone that kind of knows bits about me and kind of knows that doesn't know other bits about me. It would need to be somebody that knows every single part of my life, which nobody knows. Like, I have told some friends certain things, and I have told other friends different things. Obviously family know majority of my life, apart from, you know, certain things that go on at uni and every single day type of living. But yeah, it would need to be somebody that either knows as much as possible to be able to convey me well, or it needs to be somebody that does not know me at all, who can kind of put their own spin and use their imagination to come up with me. So in terms of who, I don't have specific people. I just think it needs to be somebody that would be able to fulfill one of those 2 criteria. Either you don't know me at all, I'm a complete stranger, or you know exactly who I am, you know me back to front, or well enough that you could put the voice on, you know, do some sort of accent, talk about all my skills and interests and hobbies and things like that. So I've always thought that'd be a very interesting thing to happen to me one day, but yeah, I'm not famous enough. I haven't done anything incredible yet, and you know, the time for me is still young. So just watch this space, because I'm going to hopefully do something great in the next few years to come. Question 11. Have you ever dropped something on the floor, then picked it up and eaten it? I think yes. I think everyone's done that. If you say you haven't, you're basically just lying to yourself. Yeah, every so often, like a bit of pasta will fall on the floor, but as long as the floor's clean, I'll eat it. It's that rule of the 10 seconds rule. So as long as it's been picked up and eaten within the 10 seconds, you're absolutely fine. Longer than 10 seconds, bacteria's already got onto it, and you know, you need to get rid of that and put it in the bin. Question 12. Who eats the most in your family? I want to say me, because I feel like my family don't have much of an appetite. They eat, but I think I naturally just eat the most. I have the most food in my fridge and freezer. That's thanks to Nan and Auntie. But yeah, I think in terms of who eats the most, I think it's me. Although I am starting to eat a lot less than I used to before. Question 13. Can you name 5 things currently hidden in your bedroom? I don't have anything hidden in my bedroom, but if I was to say 5 things I've got in my bedroom, I have a running machine, I have a clothes rail, I have a Barbie doll, but it's not really hidden, but it's in like a little backpack. all my sketchbooks, so every sketchbook that I've ever sketched and taken photos of and put photos in. It's not really hidden again, but it's something that's in my bedroom. I've got a Hoover in my bedroom as well. It's not hidden again, but it's in my bedroom. So I changed the question to 5 things that I've currently got in my bedroom. Question 14, if you could make one word famous, what would it be? Is that Brandon? I think the fact that that is my kind of brand name tagline, if I was able to get that viral, that would be unique, and that would be fantastic. So I'm sticking with that brand name forever. Like I said, the whole story about it, I was walking somewhere, I heard someone just say, "Is that Brandon?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." And then I thought, that's my brand name sorted, that's the tagline sorted. So that's where that came from. So I probably have the word "Is that Brandon" trending. Question 15, what is the food that you usually refuse to share? So for me, I'm happy to share food as long as people are happy to share their food with me. If they're not in a sharing mood, then I'm not in a sharing mood. But I think if I was to eat something and I didn't want to share it, it'd be something like a pizza. If I've ordered an entire Domino's pizza and someone wants to take 3 slices off of that, give me the money for it, because Domino's is not the cheapest of foods. So yeah, it's something that I would either give me money back for what you've taken off my plate, or share for share. If I give you a couple of slices of something, you give me a couple of spoonfuls or whatever you've got. If you're not happy to do that, then you're obviously not a good enough friend for me. Question 16, would you spend $1,000 on food? No, absolutely not. I do not want to waste money on things that I don't need all the time. I'm happy to go and shop cheap foods, microwave meals, ready meals, you know, packets of rice, couscous, things like that. I am not going to spend £1,000 or dollars on food. I'm not someone to waste money. I am someone to invest, so I will buy something if I know I can make money back from it, or I will eat it if I know I can get something healthy out of it, or, you know, I'll go somewhere and spend money on something if I know, you know, there's a reason for me to do it. But no, I would never spend $1,000 or pounds on absolutely anything, let alone food. Question 17, do you know any funny pickup lines? I do, but they're all cheesy. For me, it's the usual, "Oh, I've forgotten my number, can I have yours?" Or, yeah, there's a few naughty ones, but I'm not going to repeat those. But yes, I do know some funny pickup lines. No, I have never used any of them. For me, I just go up to someone, get very nervous, and either say hello, or I run 5 years the other direction. Question 18, have you ever been caught staring at a crush? Yes. I think there's a lot of people I can say that I have a crush on. People from school, people from uni, you know, having just walking around the streets. Walking around the streets of Brighton is like a walking museum for me. Like, I'm walking around and there are good looking men everywhere. Same with London. Obviously you get some that you look at and you double take and realise, oh no, they're not for me. But walking around London, walking around Brighton, you know, walking around busy places, you just see people that are hot, and that's it. There's not really anything else you can do unless you catch eyes with that person and you interact with them and have that conversation. You may never see that person or those people again. So I think for me, that's kind of one of those things I'm turning into, hopefully, music one day. So all these different guys that I see on the street, people that I don't talk to, people that I, you know, have met, have spoken to, and then just don't really see again. I would like to turn those sorts of things into music or into stories or books or something like that. Something where I can remember who they were, and there can be a project, a whole project created on them. Something that will obviously last forever than just a memory of how hot they were. So yeah, music predominantly. I'd hope to do that one day. If not a book or a podcast or something like that, to just remember those people. Question 19, what is your dream car? I think something that has 4 wheels and moves. That's kind of what I heard a girl say the other day, or no, a couple of years ago. I was going somewhere and we were talking about cars, and she went, as long as it's got 4 wheels, as long as it drives, and as long as it gets me from A to B, I'm happy. So I've started using that going forwards, which is completely true. I'm not really a car person, but I know my favourite car is a Renault Megane. Again, Renault or Renault like to use girls' names as their car names. So it's kind of got like a little weird pushy out bum at the back of its car. For some reason, I just love the cars. And if you get the sports looking car, it's got like the little line at the top of the car. So you've got the Renault Megane bit here, and then at the top, like, you know, on a sports car, you have that little line at the back, on the back of their car, that kind of like curves up. That would be sick. Question 20, what gives you the ick? Short fingernails, I think rudeness, people that can't handle money, people that can't handle the truth, people that are constantly screaming, shouting, loud. So people that are trying to get their voice and opinions heard all the time. I know I've got a loud voice, and I know I like the sound of my own voice, but there are some times where I don't need to talk. There are some times I can let other people do the talking. Yeah, let somebody else take control rather than it just have to be me all the time. I'll do 5 bonus questions just because we're here. So question 21, what is the spiciest food you've ever eaten? I think a curry that my friend Moksha and her mum made when I was in Nottingham during COVID, and regularly just the amount of curries that they made for us. My body loved the taste of the curry, but 24 hours later, I could not keep that digested. Why is my nose running? Yeah, even just thinking about the curry, I think is making my nose run. So yeah, spiciest curry. It wasn't too spicy for them, obviously, because they're probably used to it. But for myself, it was a spicy curry. My nose. Question 22. What is a silly thing you take a lot of pride in? So again, very unique question. I don't really do things, I don't think, that are extremely silly. But I think things that I do to other people could be silly, but I really, really enjoy are, you know, creating videos online. I did do a lot of weird series videos and, you know, things like America's Next Top Model. I did little spin-off character game show type things. Same with The Apprentice. I did my own little version, like Celebrity The Apprentice. So yeah, I think things like that most people would look at and go, oh, that's a bit strange. I go, oh my goodness, I spent so much time on that. I love making weird content. I love making good content, because how else are you going to be remembered if you're just making the same content as everybody else? Question 23, who is your biggest fan? I'm probably going to have to say my family, because although at times some of the things that I do are questionable and, you know, I don't always make the best decisions, I sometimes hold my hand up and say, you know, I was wrong today, or, you know, I shouldn't have spent that money on whatever I spent money on, or, you know, I shouldn't have gone on a date with that person because actually I've now ruined a friendship with somebody else, or whatever. I take accountability for things that I do when I do it wrong, but I think my biggest fans have to be my family. The fact that, you know, they've seen my growth, they've seen me progress, they've seen me change jobs, they've seen me change area, they've seen me grow up at uni, they've seen me graduate. So yeah, I think they are my biggest fans, and obviously I have to put myself as a big fan as well. No one else is gonna be happy for you other than you, because you know what you can achieve, you know what you've already achieved, and you know where you want to go in the future. Question 24, what do you notice first about another person? I think for me it's teeth and eyes, not just in a love kind of way, just in any sort of friendship way. If you've got nice eyes, we're probably going to get on. Teeth, just making sure that they, you know, they look friendly. And I think that's the thing. You know how people sometimes say, if someone's got a clean bathroom, the rest of their house is clean, they're a clean person. For me, if I see that someone's got nice teeth or white teeth, then for me, I know that they're probably going to be a clean person and not smell or have bad hygiene or anything like that. So I think I also noticed hands. I think that's a new one. Bit of a weird one. But again, if people have short fingernails, for me it's a no-no. And yeah, if someone's got nice hands, clean hands, again, clean hands and nice teeth, for me, that puts you as a, what's that thing called? When you meet somebody for the first time, first impression, good first impression, nice hands, nice teeth, good hygiene. That's kind of what I think. Tick, tick, tick. Let's go. Let's be friends. And question number 25, what is the dumbest way that you've been hurt? When people don't tell me that they don't like certain things that I do, and I have to just kind of guess and have no idea that what I've done is wrong or rude or offensive, and, you know, it ends up coming out 3 months down the line that they didn't like what I did, that's why they left me on read or unread or without a reply. And then when I obviously question them about it, then they tell me what they didn't like, but by that point it's too late. They've not been honest with me, I've lost that friendship, and I can't really win that back. Yeah, I think, yeah, being hurt, it happens in many ways. It doesn't have to just be physical, it's mental as well, it can be emotional. So, you know, I think losing a friendship over a stupid thing could obviously hurt me. Being in some sort of argument, disagreement, you know, about anything, that for me would hurt me, because for me, everyone that comes into my life I treasure, unless there's a reason for me not to treasure them. And then, yeah, a lot of the people that come into my life very quickly leave my life, not by choice, that's just what happens, mainly their choice. But yeah, I think I'm one of those people that I give people as many chances as they need, and then if I feel like I'm not really getting anything from that friendship or relationship, then I have to cut it off. And then I'll end up doing the, you know, ignoring messages or not replying and things like that. So I just appreciate everyone that comes into my life. I can't keep up with everyone, and I can't message everyone, and I can't meet everyone all the time, and some people I only will know for a few months and then we'll disappear from communication, things like that. But yeah, it's one of those things that everyone that comes into my life, it's almost like I've given them that sort of glistening touch. We may meet again in the future, we may not, but they've all been part of my journey, and I've been part of their journey for however short or long that is. And yeah, I just have to keep pushing on with my life, hope that they will push on with theirs, know that I've got their back and they've got mine, if we did get on, and you know, things like that. And all the guys that I've spoke to in the past, and you know, all the ex-friends from school, all the ex-colleagues from previous jobs, students and graduates from my media degree and things like that. Obviously I wish the best for everyone, and I don't have any grudges against anyone. I don't dislike or hate anyone. I'm just a very loving, caring, nice person. I sound like I'm trying to sell myself here. I'm just trying to answer a question genuinely and honestly. But yeah, I think I'm just at that age now where yeah, I just want to get on with my own life. I want to enjoy the people that I've got around me, the family that I've got around me, and the experiences, the opportunities that I've got, you know, tailoring things to myself, saving up for that future house, saving up for, you know, different opportunities and, you know, great outfits, and, you know, going to award ceremonies and things like that. So I've got my fingers crossed for a lot of good things, but it's all just about the time will be right when the time is right. I do hope you've enjoyed those 25 questions. I did do 20 plus an extra 5 bonus ones, but if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And until my next review, until my next video, thank you very much for watching. And if you have any ideas for content you'd like me to do, whether music related, games related, vlog related, or just general sit down videos like this, let me know, and I'll get those done for you as soon as I can. But until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.